Welcome to our latest analysis from Taozui Salon, Flow Tao Salon. Today, we're tackling a huge question. In a world of endless online shopping, is the physical store in China fading away, or is something else happening entirely? We're going to get to the bottom of it by diving into the 2025 Orange Paper. You know, this quote from the report really captures a feeling, doesn't it? That urge to just put down the phone and walk around a real place with real people. But is that just a nice thought, or is it a trend we can actually measure? Let's find out. So all the insights we're about to explore come straight from this report right here. It's put together by the data intelligence experts at Winneryun and Scishang. They've crunched a ton of numbers to give us the clearest possible picture of what's really going on. Okay, before we can talk about a single shopping mall, we have to zoom out and look at the whole playing field, the health of China's economy. So let's start with the big numbers. First up, the big one, GDP. In 2025, the economy grew by a solid 5%. That's a really strong sign, right? It means the overall economic engine is humming along, and people should, in theory, have more money to spend. And sure enough, that growth seems to show up at the cash register. Total retail sales were up 3.7%. So the story seems pretty straightforward. A growing economy means more people are buying more stuff. Simple, right? Well, not so fast. Because if you just scratch the surface, you find a story that's a whole lot more complicated and, honestly, a lot more interesting. Let's peel back another layer. And here is the twist. While the economy was getting bigger, the population was actually getting smaller by nearly 3.4 million people. Now just think about that paradox for a second. There's more money in the system, but fewer people to spend it. For any retailer out there, this means one thing. The competition just got fierce. Okay, so with that tension in mind, let's zoom in from the 30,000-foot view to the heart of the action itself. The shopping malls. Are they packed, or are they ghost towns? And the first piece of news is actually pretty good. People really are showing up. The average mall saw about 19,100 visitors a day in 2025. That's up over 2% from the year before. So that feeling we started with? Yeah, it's real. But, and this is a big but, while the malls we already have are getting busier, that mad dash to build new ones on every corner, that seems to be over. The market is shifting from just getting bigger to trying to get smarter. And the numbers really tell the story here. Only 351 new malls opened in 2025. Now, that still sounds like a lot, but it's 80 fewer than the year before. The focus is clearly shifting away from building more to building better. But get this, inside those malls, it is a revolving door. The report found that for every 23 new stores that put up an open sign, 25 others shut their doors for good. It's a constant churn. Think of it as retail's version of survival of the fittest, happening right before our eyes. And all that churning leads to one inevitable result: more empty spaces. The average vacancy rate in major shopping centers climbed to 9.8%. That number is a huge red flag, signaling just how intense the pressure is on these businesses to perform or get out. So in this super competitive environment, who's actually winning and who's getting left behind? To answer that, we've got to look at the most important factor of all. What are people actually buying? Okay, no huge shocker here. People still love to shop during the holidays. National Day, Labor Day, and the Spring Festival are still the absolute Super Bowls for physical retail. These are the moments that can make or break a store's entire year. But this is where things get really interesting. The report shows a clear divide. The winners? It's all about experiences. Think restaurants, cafes, salons, personal care. That whole sector is on fire. And the losers? Traditional goods like jewelry and cosmetics are having a much tougher time. And the data makes this crystal clear. Just look at the dining industry. For every 100 restaurants that closed, 106 new ones opened. They're growing. Now compare that to jewelry. For every 100 stores that closed, only 81 new ones opened to replace them. The trend is undeniable. People would rather spend their money on an experience they can remember than just another thing they can own. All right, we've looked at the economy, the malls, the consumers. We've covered a lot of ground. So what does this all add up to? Let's boil this entire massive report down to the 3 most important findings you need to know. First is what the report calls the duality of growth. Even though there's more foot traffic and spending, the market itself isn't really expanding because of the shrinking population. This has created a stocked competition. What's that? It means businesses aren't fighting over new customers anymore. They're in a zero-sum game, fighting to steal customers from each other. Second, there are new opportunities popping up everywhere. Yes, vacancy rates are a challenge in some of the huge major cities, but the report shows there's incredible vitality and growth happening in lower-tier cities. For brands that are smart enough to look, that's where the next retail frontier is. And third, consumer polarization. The market is splitting right down the middle. On one end, you still have the massive crowds hunting for deals during the holidays. But on the complete opposite end, high-end luxury outlets are also booming. This points to a widening gap in what people can and want to spend their money on. So what's the real story here? Well, this report makes it clear that the physical store isn't simply dying, and it's not having a simple comeback either. Instead, it's going through a profound transformation. It's becoming more competitive, more focused on experiences, and more divided than ever before. The physical store isn't dead, it's just evolving. And the real question is, who will be able to evolve with it?
陶醉沙龙马年兴隆